you thinking? Why would you do that? Mankind is not ready for such a thing.
Look at them, they're a pitiful lot. Huddling on the cold, hiding in caves. They deserve better. I'm giving them fire.
I don't like it. They're not ready. No one wants that. Zeus won't like it. You'll be punished.
I don't care. I'm doing it.
It's not yours to give. Don't try it. We won't allow it.
Just try and stop me.
From heaven's hand, lit the flame across the land, blinding gods who cursed his name, chained him down but stoked the flame. Oh, Prometheus burned so bright, you gave us warmth in endless night. Torches blaze and cities rise, but the flame cuts both ways under skies. Mankind stood in trembling awe, touched the light, defied the law, built machines that scraped the stars, hearts of fire left deep in scars. Oh, Prometheus burned so bright, you gave us warmth in endless night. Torches blaze and dragons fly, but the fire turns to ash and crying sighs. Sparks ignite in endless chain, from the fusion sun to the candle's flame. Through the years, through the pain, the fire whispers, share my shame. Now the oceans rise
Ah, rock hit rock, big light, hot light.
What grug do? Sky, light come from ground.
Not sky, light, fire. Fire from rock smash.
Fire, warm, not cold light cave. Also, ow, fire bite.
This fire is strange, God.
Fire is God?
Fire is power. God is power. Fire must be God.
Bog afraid of God.
Fire good, but angry. You stick, not hand.
Fire make meat not chewy, meat good now.
Fire make food happy.
Grug smart, grug now fire chief.
Me have idea. What if we throw fire at Big Tooth Beast?
Fire? You mean hot stick, that burn hand?
No throw with hand. Tie fire to stick, then throw stick.
Fire scare beast. Fire also scare bog.
But if beast more scared than bog, we win.
Grug smart or crazy. Let's try. But you throw first.
In shadowed skies forge the light. Prometheus climbed to steal the night. A burning gift from gods untamed, the spark of life forever claimed. Chains of wrath bound his soul. Hawks they came to take their toll. For man he bled from dusk to dawn, but fire burned and carried on. Flames will rise, the gift divine. Through the ages it will shine. Curse or blessing we can't decide. Prometheus burned, but fire survived. Smoke rose high from the first blaze, stone to steel through countless days. Progress born of stolen spark. In shadows brightened we left our mark. The gods still roar their thunder loud, while beneath their gaze we stand so proud. For man took fire, made it his own, a blazing path where seeds are sown. Flames will rise, the gift divine. fight. They stared at the blaze that reached so high, lighting the world where the dark once lied. Fire's alive, burning deep with desire. Turn the cold void to a ruthless pyre. Tools in their hands, hearts beating fast. The dawn of change, from stone to ash. Hunters circle, bone clubs in the air. Ash in the lungs, still that they don't care. From meat to metal, the wheel turns keen. What they begun, they cannot unsee. The flames curl, their souls ignite. Evolution's roaring fight tonight. Wrath and dreams born in that pit. The fire rules, they're part of it. Fire's alive, burning deep with desire. Turn the cold void to a ruthless pyre. Tools in their hands, hearts beating fast. The dawn of change, from stone to ash. From stone to ash. Cave walls streaked with handprint dreams. They taint the fire, but it's never clean. Smoke rises higher, cities take shape. From forest spark to a burning escape. Fire's alive, burning deep with desire. Turn the cold void to a ruthless pyre. Tools in their hands, hearts beating fast. The dawn of change, from stone to ash. From stone to ash. From stone to ash. Stone in the hand, fight to conquer the land. Sharpened stick and shadows command. A forest screams as we take our stand. The hunt begins as life's grains slip like sand. Bronze and blade to pierce the dark. Echoes sing from the hunter's spark. Blood-painted cave walls whisper stark. Man's twisted art leaves its mark. Fingers stretch to clutch the sky. Grip the earth, but it slips by. Scarred hands mold what we defy. The stories told beneath our cry. Iron burns with a jealous glow. Empires rise while rivers flow. Visions grown, but hearts still sow. A hunter's rhythm will never outgrow. Through the stone, through the steel, does the world bend or break to feel? Hands that shape, hands that seal. The past returns with a twisting wheel. Fingers stretch to clutch the sky. Grip the earth, but it slips by. Scarred hands mold what we defy. The stories told beneath our cry. us to dare. Watch as it grows beyond our hands. Fire reshapes this wild land. Fire in the stone, touching the sky. From scared grunts to a battle cry. It burns creation, it burns our fight. Fire is freedom, glowing bright.
Come here, my son, and watch closely. This is a forge, the heart of every weapon we make.
It looks like fire and smoke everywhere, Father. How does it turn into a sword?
The fire boy, it is not just fire. It is the breath of the forge. We feed the fire with charcoal to make it burn hot, hot enough to melt the hardest metal. The iron must be soft to shape it.
So you heat it up, then hammer it?
Exactly. Once the metal is red and soft, we place it on the anvil. With each strike of the hammer, we bend it, stretch it, make it form the shape we need. This is the power of the forge, to turn raw metal into something sharp, something strong.
But how do you make it sharp?
Once the blade is formed, we cool it quickly and water or oil. This hardens it, but it is the final sharpening on the whetstone that gets the edge.
Is it dangerous?
Yes, the fire can burn, the metal can cut, but we are careful. We must be wise and patient. A weapon is not just strength, it is craft, skill, and respect.
I want to learn, to make a sword like you.
You will, son. One day you will shape the steel with your own hands.
Earth turned hot, primal blaze. Man found fire, forged a new face. Hammer in hand, sparks did fly. Shaping steel under molten sky. Bronze tools clang, bright and loud. Heavier shields, war cry vowed. Sword to sword, in battle's art. Crimson streaks tear the dark apart. Heat the ore, flame alive. Through the ages we survive. Fists of flame, metal born. From bronze to iron, future torn. Sweat drips down, forges heat. Rhythm of hammers pounding beat. Weapons grow sharper, skies turn red. Progress build on what we bled. Hear the clang, the breath of war. Shaping tools to settle scores. Masters rise in the fiery glow. Iron bites and the river
Thales, I saw something strange yesterday. I rubbed a piece of amber with wool and it began to attract bits of straw. How can this be?
Ah, you've observed what few have noticed, that amber, when rubbed, gained a hidden power. The Greeks call it electron, hence electricity.
Electricity, but it's just a stone. How can it pull things toward it?
Not by strength, but by nature. When you rub it, you awaken a force. It is invisible, it acts at a distance, it stirs the air and draws light objects near.
Is it alive?
No more than fire is alive, but like fire, it shows the world hides unseen forces. Perhaps all things are full of such mysteries.
Will we ever understand them all?
Perhaps not, but to ask is the beginning of wisdom.
Preacher of stars above our heads, water's the life, not the gods instead. Earth floating steady like a raft in sea. Truth in the chaos, it's all geometry. Meatless dreamer breaking the chain. No God's whispers in the falling rain. Beneath the patterns, man finds the line, folded in math where the cosmos aligns. Tales you lit the fire in the storm, shook the ground where the old gods were born. Measure the skies till the air ripped free. First rebel eyes to truly see. Sparks of sand where the lightning strikes. Static in hands, the world feels alive. Wisdom flows where rivers bend. Beginner's voice in the infinite sand. No prophecy, no holy script, only the wisdom nature equips. From water to sky to the cracks in the stone, tales carved past with his mind alone. Tales you lit the fire in the storm, shook the ground where the old gods were born. Measured the skies till the air ripped free. First rebel eyes to truly see.
They outnumber us, as always. Does that trouble you, my friend?
Not in the least, my king. They may have more men, but none fight with the heart of Macedon.
Well said. Numbers matter little when their leaders tremble and ours ride at the front.
Your presence alone turns fear to fire in our men. They would charge Hades itself if you led the way.
Then let's give them glory worth dying for, and stories worth remembering.
At your word, Alexander, the world awaits its conqueror.
Born in fire, forged in steel, a king of kings, his fate revealed. Macedon's a lion with a fearless heart, a warrior's path, his world to chart. Sword in hand, his army roared, thunder cracked as the battle soared. Persian walls, they crumble and break, Alexander the Great. Phalanx tight, their shields align. Glory calls across the line. Gordian knot torn by his blade. Destiny carved and legends made. Tyre's walls, they fell in flames. His name echoed, the world proclaims. Eastward bound where the stars ignite. Forever chasing an endless fight. March through the ages, roar through the night. Blaze in the heavens with unyielding might. From the rivers to the sands, where empires quake, all bow before Alexander the Great.
The enemy camps by the river. Their left flank is exposed. What say you, Antonius?
They are many, but disorganized. If we strike at dawn, before their scouts return, we may break them before they wake.
Fortune favors the bold, and Rome favors victory.
Shall I order the legions into position?
Yes, let them rest now, but keep the centurions awake. At first light we move, swift and relentless.
As you command, Imperator.
Tomorrow we carve another chapter in Rome's story. Let it be written in triumph.
From the ashes of the old, he rose in stride, a soldier's heart with a ruler's pride. Crossed the Rubicon with fire in his veins, shattered chains, broke the reins. Oh, Julius, the man, the myth, the crown. The world shook as the empire bowed down. Through the chaos, he carved his name in stone. Rome reborn, but the throne's never alone. With the legions marching under his command, the Senate trembled, could not withstand the roar of the crowd, the gleam in his eye, a god among men, reaching for the sky. Oh, Julius, the man, the myth, the crown. The world shook as the empire bowed down. Through the chaos, he carved his name in stone. Rome reborn, but the throne's never alone. Daggers in the dark, whispers in the halls. Even giants stumble, even empires fall. But his shadow looms over every age, a script of ambition on history's page. Oh, Julius, the man, the myth, the crown. The world shook as the empire bowed down. Through the chaos, he carved his name in stone. Rome reborn, but the throne's never alone. But the throne's never alone. Never alone.
Look at their faces. Cold, fear, doubt. But beyond these peaks lies Rome.
And between us and Rome, snow, starvation, and men ready to die to stop us.
The men question your plan, Hannibal. Elephants in the snow? Horses slipping on ice?
They will remember this march for centuries. Not for its madness, but for its triumph.
Then lead on, and let the mountains tremble.
The mountains already tremble. Now let the world follow suit.
Like fire, marching through mountains, desire so dire. The earth shakes beneath every step. Elephants roar, death final prep. Hannibal rides, storms in his veins, crossing the Alps, breaking the chains. Fear in the hearts where his shadow falls. Destiny echoes through Carthaginian halls. Stone under his heel, dreams of Rome, blood to steal. His army cries a battle hymn, victory's price carved into skin. Hannibal rides, storms in his veins, crossing the Alps, breaking the chains. Fear in the hearts where his shadow falls. Destiny echoes through Carthaginian halls. Rivers of red, paths left torn, a legacy built on thunder and scorn. The gods watch silent from their thrones as empires crumble from broken bones. No surrender, no turning back. The lion roars, leads the attack. History bows to the bold and cruel. Hannibal's name, the eternal rule.
They built their cities of stone, thinking it would make them eternal. What do you see, General?
I see smoke waiting to rise. Their stone cannot stop our fire, nor their pride our arrows.
Good. Let them learn that walls do not make empires. Men do.
And our men ride like thunder, my Khan. By nightfall, the city will remember your name in fear.
Let them. Burn their maps if you must. The world will be redrawn by Mongol hands.
Across the steppe, the thunder roared, 1,000 hooves that can't be ignored. Genghis rides with fire in his veins. The world will bow or feel his chains. Mongol thunder splits the sky. Blades will sing and banners fly. Conqueror's heart beats like a drum. The horde will rise, the end has come. The wind it whispers his deadly name. A warrior spirit none can tame. From mountain peaks to deserts wide, Genghis leads with endless pride. Strings scream high like the eagles soar. Drums crash low like the battle's roar. The echoes of his war cry grow. A force unleashed no man can slow. Mongol thunder splits the sky. Blades will sing and banners fly. Conqueror's heart beats like a drum. The horde will rise, the end has come. Mongol thunder splits the sky. Blades will sing and banners fly. Conqueror's heart beats like a drum. The horde will rise, the end has
By Odin's beard, Bjorn, do you smell that? The salt, the wind, and the fear of the Saxons.
Ha! That fear will fatten our purses, brother. I heard their monastery at Lindisfarne overflows with gold and soft-handed priests.
Priests, eh? Good. Makes the cutting easier. Do you think they'll put up a fight this time?
With what, scripture and fish stew? Their gods have no swords.
Then England will learn again when the North sails in. Blood follows the tide.
Aye, and tonight the longships drink deep.
Upon the shores where cold winds howl, the gods of war, they take a vow. Odin whispers in the trees so black, we sail with thunder, no turning back. Skies and blood-streaked tide, the sagas paint where legends collide. Axes high and shadows grim, echoes of the battle hymn. Through the mist and through the storm, we honor gods where wrath is born. Lightning strikes and shields do clash. The Viking gods, their power lasts. Runes are carved, the fates are weaved. By the hands of gods we are conceived. On broken lands we left our mark, under the gaze of stars so stark. Through the mist and through the storm, we honor gods where wrath is born. Lightning strikes and shields do clash. The Viking gods, their power lasts.
Tomorrow decides England's future. Harold marches south, worn and blooded from Stamford Bridge. Fortune may favour us yet.
His men are brave, but weary. We are rested, well supplied, and your cavalry. No Saxon shield wall has met such a force before.
A shield wall holds until it breaks. If they hold their ground, we'll draw them out, feign retreat, then strike when their line falters.
Risky, but brilliant, my lord. The Normans trust your command.
As they must. By nightfall tomorrow, I shall wear England's crown, or die trying.
On the hill where fate would bow, blades were forged to break the vow. Crows above sang their tale loud. flesh, the clash was fire. Kings fell prey to true desire. Arrows rain like burning pyres. The ground screamed back at history's choir. Oh, the arrow that split the sky took a crown and let it fly. Ghost of men now standing by. Battle worn and asking why. Blood ran thick like ancient scars underneath the falling stars. On a drowning war's guitar, strumming where the lost souls are. One man stood, but kingdom cracked. Written into a battle's pact. Spilled was fate, no turning back. Every hero fades to black. Oh, the arrow that split the sky took a crown and let it fly. Ghost of men now standing by. Battle worn and asking why.
You mean to leave me at dawn without even bidding me farewell?
Would you have me linger when the fields call for blood and banners?
I would have you live, and not chase glory like a fool chasing fire through the mist.
I ride for peace, Eleanor. War is the tax it demands.
Then pay it dearly, but not with your life. Remember, kings fall, but husbands are mourned.
If I fall, mourn me as your king.
No. If you fall, I will mourn you as the man I once defied the world for.
Then may I return worthy of both titles.
becomes a master of mankind. One step forward, two steps down, the crushing weight of a blood-stained crown. Flames we stoke, they rage and dance, forgotten flames burn every chance. Powdered thunder rips through the skies, delivering death with hollow cries. Cannons roar, empires collide, smoke hides the tears we try to hide. Blackened shadows fall from above, steel vultures hunting, destroying love. Blueprints signed, a man's handshake, mushroom clouds begin to wave. One step forward, two steps down, the crushing weight of a blood-stained crown. Flames we stoke, they rage and dance, forgotten flames burn every chance. One step forward, two steps down, the crushing weight of a blood-stained crown. Flames we stoke, they rage and dance, forgotten flames burn every chance. What's the cost for dominion's sake? The earth cracks, the heavens quake. We made a king from ash and flame, the fall of man, our fatal game. One step forward, two steps down, the crushing weight of a blood-stained crown. Flames we stoke, they rage and dance, forgotten flames burn every chance. One step forward, two steps down, the crushing weight of a blood-stained crown. Flames we stoke, they rage and dance, forgotten flames burn every chance.
Master Smith, I seek a weapon, one unlike any before. The old bronze shatters too easily. I need steel. I need strength.
You ask for a blade that endures, yet cuts like the wind. Steel. It is still young here, unforgiving, but it holds promise.
Can it shape a katana that will not bend in battle? One that drinks the blood of war without cracking?
If the fire is patient and the hammer is true, yes, but steel is no obedient servant. It demands respect and time.
Then I will wait. Make it worthy, not of my name, but of the gods who watch the fields of war.
Then so be it. Return in 7 moons, and bring the silence of night with you. This blade will not be born in haste.
Where shadows dance, molten rivers twist by chance. Hammer strikes to birth the blade, whispered secrets in steel are laid. Blood and honor carved so deep, metal whispers while it weeps. In the dawn of warrior's flame, swords would birth a samurai name. Iron sings its spellbound tune, under crescent and new moon lies the fury forged in art. From the weapon comes their heart. Calloused hands in smoke's embrace, echoed by the ghost of this place. Coffin skies with stars so cold, watch as legend starts to unfold. Hammer falls under the sky, sparks like stars before they die. Timeless tools for lives to claim, glory forged and death with no shame. Shamisen hums, lemons cry, while warriors rise. No need to justify, they breathe in fire, exhale the storm. The steel becomes the heart they form. Under the moon's pale and quiet gaze, firelight dances in shadows maze. Iron meets flame, forged in a trance, a weapon born for the warrior's dance. The anvil's cry splits the midnight air. Sparks kiss the sky with a fleeting flare. Blades whisper tales of blood and grief. A sharp